Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to tonight's City Council meeting here at City Hall. It is my pleasure to call the meeting to order, and I kindly ask our city clerk, seated to my right, to please take the roll.
Bowering. Here. Furnish. Here. Kilberg.
Here.
Kasserag.
Here.
Maliki. Marks. Mayor. Palmquist.
Here.
Paschke. Here. Reinecke.
Here.
Just for the record, Alderperson Mayor is en route. Her train has been delayed. We begin our City Council meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to ask, I don't know, maybe Samantha Parma to please lead us in the pledge. What did I say? Prang, forgive me. Oh my, sorry. My fault. I was thinking of Ohio. It's like,
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
thank you, Sam. It is Sam, right? Okay. Hey, I hear your twin sister is remote tonight. Tuning in from St. Charles? No, not St. Charles, D.C. D.C. See. Yes, this is going to be a long night. Item 1 is to ask any firefighter present whether we have exceeded the capacity of the room. Chief?
There you go.
Well, that was with authority, too.
Yeah.
Item 3A, ladies and gentlemen, Fire Department Promotion Ceremony for Lieutenant Samantha J. Prang. No, that was it. That was it. Of course, join us at the podium.
There's some notes up here.
Sam, your background is extraordinarily impressive.
Yeah.
And this is a big night, obviously, for you,
Yeah.
your family, your friends, clearly everyone you've ever met in your life.
Yep.
You and I talked earlier. Would you like to introduce by group
Yeah. That's,
or one-on-one? Who's here?
I'll introduce my parents.
Yes.
So my mom, Lori, my dad, Steve,
Hi, guys.
my grandma, Phyllis, and then I have a bunch of aunts and uncles and a couple cousins here.
Nice.
I have some people along my journey who I've gotten to coach through basketball who were.
I met a young lady who
Yes.
has the St. Thomas University. You coached her at Bartlett.
I did. I coached at Bartlett for 11 years. So I have a
You went to high school for 11 years?
No.
Went to-
No, I coached at Bartlett for
I
11
see.
years.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. So I have some former players who were kind of a part of my journey along the way.
Yeah.
I have a huge group from my church that I'm very involved in. Who else do I have? There's a bunch of people. Some people, former people from Hanover Park that I worked with. I have a person who's very special to me who I've worked with for 20 years, which I don't think I would have been able to accomplish anything that I've done, and that's actually my therapist, Heather, is here. So it's very important
Oh.
for me to have her here.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Wow. Now, did you create this little cheat sheet for me?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I didn't make it that big, though.
Hey, appreciate. Let's move on to item 2. Sam, this isn't even big enough.
It's okay.
So forgive me if I have to use my cheaters.
That's all right. My dad's the same.
Are you the same way?
Yeah. Let's just say I keep extra pairs at my house
Do you
just for
buy
him.
yours at the dollar store?
No, I've upgraded. I go to Walmart.
Oh, nice, nicely done. Grew up in beautiful Carroll Stream.
I did, yes.
Graduated Bartlett High School. Do you want me to say the date?
Sure.
2010. I've been waiting for the wow. Currently live in Bartlett.
I do, yes.
Did you miss the storms?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Mom and Dad are in
They
Bartlett?
were on an Alaskan cruise, so they missed the storms.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice. Left me here.
Wow.
Yeah, it went just through a small section, and normally when we get a storm, I have like tons of branches down, my
Right.
furniture's moved. I got home from here the next morning, and everything looked perfectly fine.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so it was just a little pocket.
Yeah, that was a heck of an
was,
event. Your twin sister, Allison, who lives in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
What's Allison do in D.C.?
She is a journalist for Bloomberg Law and
No
writes about climate litigation. I hope I said that right, Allison. Yes.
Is her last name?
It's still, she kept her maiden name. My brother-in-law works for the Wall Street Journal. That's where they met.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah. My joke is, and I think the chief may have shared, but Allison took all the spelling and writing DNA in the womb because I hate writing and I cannot spell to save my life. So, and here she's a journalist. So,
Because you spelled your last name incorrectly on this. This is why
did I?
you have a younger brother, Mike.
Yes. He lives in Adrian, Michigan. He's the sports information director for Adrian College.
Well, let's talk small world.
Yeah.
My son-in-law played baseball at Adrian College.
Wow.
Nobody
Really?
knows where Adrian College is until you are told.
Michigan, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Their baseball team just went down to the Division III World Series.
Yes, they did. It's a heck of a team.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a heck of Well, that's pretty. So he's the SIO.
SID, yeah.
SID.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Served 4 years active duty in the U.S. Army.
I did, yes. I went in right out of high school, which was a surprise for some people. And my basketball coach tells a funny story, but when I was a basketball player, I was not very aggressive, not very confident. And then here my senior year, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to join the Army. And you're like, what the?
What the?
What are you
Now, where's
talking-
Coach? Hey, Coach. What position did you play in high school?
Center.
I was going to guess, but I didn't want to assume.
Yeah.
But no volleyball, just basketball?
Just basketball. I did volleyball in middle school and too much drama. Didn't like it.
It's- But not in high school basketball, right?
No, actually, I wasn't going to try out for the basketball team.
They recruited you.
Yeah, I just did not have a good experience in middle school, was bullied, picked on, and Coach Sarna called my mom, and my mom was like, get up, you're going to camp.
Really?
Yep, and I'm so grateful because I learned so much from it, and I
Yeah.
never would have come back to coach, which was super rewarding, and yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah, she knew what she was doing.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Mom or coach?
both.
Both, yes. Deployed to Kandahar, Afghanistan, 2012 to 2013.
Yes.
What was your role there?
So I served in our headquarters platoon, so I worked directly for the company commander and company first sergeant. I worked from being an orderly room clerk, so processing lots of paperwork,
Sure.
to becoming our training sergeant. So,
kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Attended Eastern Illinois University for a bachelor's in psychology, graduating spring of 27.
I start in spring of 27.
Okay, another typo, thank you. So you start in 27?
Yes, yeah. Right now,
All
I'm
online, of course.
all online, yes. Right now, I'm doing a couple more gen eds at College of DuPage that
Smart.
I didn't know I needed, because I do
Yeah.
have an associate's. I have to take like humanities and fine arts, some
Oh, but
random stuff.
random stuff.
Yeah, so I'm doing that right now just to kind of fill the gap, so then when I start at Eastern, hopefully I can just jump right into major classes.
How long will that
I think-
experience last? Like, is it,
I think it's going to depend how many classes I can
Classes,
take
yeah.
on at a time, so I haven't quite figured that out yet. Right now, I'm just doing one at a time in the summer.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
smart move.
Yeah.
Coach girls basketball at Bartlett High School for 11 seasons. We qualified that. Finishing last two at the varsity level. Stepped down in 2025.
Yes. Yeah.
Difference between varsity basketball and, was it sophomore or freshman?
JV freshman, I
freshman.
moved through all the levels.
What's the difference?
Ooh, boy, lots.
Because as you know, soon to be lieutenant, Geneva's girls basketball team,
Yeah. They're,
quite the story.
oh, yeah, they've always been a very strong
I know.
program. It's different at each level. The commitment level, the support we get from the athletic department, just the parents. I'm very grateful that I had, especially my last 3 years, I got to follow the same group of girls. As they moved up, I moved up with them.
That's pretty cool.
Which was not planned, but I was very, very happy for that. The parents were just so supportive. You know, normally you get a parent or two that's just can be troublesome.
Just one or two?
Just a couple. Thankfully, those last couple of years, I didn't have that, which was wonderful. Yeah.
So you played for Bartlett and then you coached. That's not rare, but it's a heck of a thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was my first summer back. I was fresh out of the military, and I went to help at the summer camp with Coach Sarna.
Okay.
And then that next season, they offered me a spot as a volunteer because
Nice.
you can only have so many coaches on the roster. And then she retired from coaching after that season, and so we had a new coach come in, and they were looking for coaches, and they're like, you know what you're doing. Like, I've only done this for 1 year, and but yeah, I learned a lot. I tried to give myself grace and knowing that I'm not always going to make the right decision. You may sub the
course.
wrong person in, you may call the wrong play, you may say something that you mean one way and it's interpreted a different way, and so just learning through all the years.
And do you still follow basketball to this day?
I do, yeah. I love
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Lieutenant Moore really loves women's basketball. We should ask him a lot of questions about it. It's his favorite sport to
I
watch.
can't even see that far. Where is he?
Yeah, he loves when I put it on. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Thank you for your enthusiasm. He gives you grief, doesn't he?
Oh, all the time. But I'll still put it on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so much more methodical.
Who do you follow professionally? Or is it mostly college?
A lot of college. The last few years, obviously, the whole Caitlin Clark thing, but
Sure.
I really started following actually Paige Beckers, who's with the Dallas Wings.
Yeah.
I started following her a little bit when she was in high school, and then obviously in college at UConn. Yeah,
That's a heck of a program.
yeah, very strong program.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Developed and worked on our AV program at church and serve as a member of the church council. Is AV what I think AV is?
Yeah, audiovisual.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I found myself on the council when the pandemic hit. Our pastor had just left, so we were in
So
limbo.
you're Saint Zoom.
So what we ended up doing was we would film each individual element, and then my brother had been furloughed at the time, because obviously kids weren't going to college in person.
Sure.
And he would help edit everything together so we could provide the same service that you would have in person, just online. And then we found, once we went back in person, now we have an online following.
Of
So-
course.
So we've really built up the program, and it's been a lot of fun to kind of learn as I go. There's some people here who have helped me along the way, who have much more experience in it, which has been wonderful. And now we're able to actually send the feed from our sanctuary into 2 different buildings, and we can live stream, we can record and edit and upload whenever, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So you do this still?
Yes, there's a group of us now that
Okay,
does
there's a
help,
okay.
thankfully, because
Yeah,
I
I can
couldn't do it all.
imagine. Oh, my gosh. Passionate fan of good Broadway musicals.
Yes,
That is cool.
it is. I'm sure everyone here can guess my favorite.
Well, give us a hint.
Maybe we should have everyone else shout it out.
Hold on, keep singing.
It's just, you've probably never heard of it. Small musical, Wicked. Yeah.
Now, forgive me if you don't wish to answer this question, don't, but can you sing?
No, God, no. Let's just say when Mom and I sing the hymns in church next to each other, we just start laughing because it's so bad. Yeah.
So Broadway musicals, that's for a Midwesterner,
Yeah.
dare I say, it's unusual.
Yeah, it started in high school. My mom and aunt took my sister and I and my cousin Sarah to see Wicked when it was in Chicago,
Of
and I
course.
just caught this bug. And my mom, being the cool mom that she is, would call me out of school on a Wednesday in the winter, and I would take the train down by myself, and I would do this ticket drawing, and I would see the show all the time.
Is that right?
Yeah, and now it's really evolved into tons of stuff. I just did a trip to New York in May, and I saw like 5 shows in 3 days.
Okay, how did you secure your tickets to those shows? Did you go,
For those, I bought in advance.
you did? Okay,
Yes,
got it.
yeah. They do a lot of like research and planning
Yeah.
on the best time to go, when flights are cheap, when hotels are cheap, and then I usually splurge on my tickets.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Besides Wicked, what's your next favorite?
Well, my new one right now is Ragtime.
Oh, yeah. It's a
yeah.
long-playing play.
Yeah.
Long-playing musical.
Yeah, that's my new one right now, so. Just a wonderful story, great music.
Are you familiar with the television show on Netflix called Murderers in the Building?
Yes.
Okay.
Sarah got me hooked on that show.
Because our good friend Martin Short
Yeah,
is a failed Broadway dude.
yeah,
You'd love it.
yeah. It's funny.
Because he's always
it's
quoting from
great.
Broadway plays.
Yes, yeah. It's awesome.
You love to travel and you enjoy, that's a very interesting word,
Yeah.
golfing.
I do. I'm getting better. I beat Lieutenant Moore one time so far, but I'm getting better. I'm getting close to like more consistently beating him, but we'll get there.
Where do you play?
All over. Settlers Hill,
Oh, you do?
Bartlett Hills. Yeah, there's a small par 3 right by my house that I'll go to. Sometimes I'll just go by myself.
Bartlett Hills is a nice course.
It is, yeah,
Very nice course.
yeah.
Do I dare ask your handicap?
I finally shot 100.
Hey, there you
Yeah,
go.
I'm getting there.
Higher's better.
Yeah.
Sarah?
Is it?
Wrong sport. Started fire service career at Hanover Park, part-time.
Yes. Yeah.
So, did you know you wanted to be a firefighter?
No. So when I was in the military overseas, getting ready to come back home, I was the only female in my platoon. So I would go down to the aid station where there were other females my age, kind of same thing, joined right out of high school. And I started doing all these paramedic skills. And I was like, oh, I think I like this. I kind of want to do this. And then as I looked into it more, I learned that you really had to be both. And so I ended up really loving it. Hanover Park sent me to the fire academy, and yeah, it was great.
Wow. So you've been a trailblazer in both careers.
I mean, there's a lot of women in the fire service.
is?
Yeah, and I've had the fortunate opportunity to serve with some great ones, which has been wonderful, who have definitely paved the path for me. Yeah,
There are some young ladies in the audience tonight, young ladies,
Yeah.
4-year-old ladies,
yeah.
who are here to literally witness you. What do you say to the young ladies out there?
Just keep going, and don't let anyone hold you down, and find a strong support system, and know that you are going to have to break the stigma and push through, and you can do it. You're capable of anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've been with the beautiful City of Geneva Fire Department for 7.5 years.
Yeah. Yep.
You manage the SCBA program,
Yes.
which stands for
Self-contained breathing apparatus.
member of the Fire Investigator Team.
Yes.
Is that a new skill that you learned, or did you?
It was a separate class that I
It
was
was.
sent to, yeah. Yeah.
Secretary Treasurer of the IAFF Local 4287.
Yeah.
Life is good, huh?
Yeah. I strive in a busy environment.
I was going to say, you do.
I do, yeah. I think it keeps me from slacking off and kind of vegging out at home because I have so many things I need to do.
So how you have a dog, Mia. Mm-hmm. How often is Mia left alone?
Not often.
No?
We have shared custody.
Oh, you do. You do.
Yes. Actually, since I've had her, when they were on their cruise, that was probably the first time she was by herself the longest, and my
Oh, sure.
neighbor graciously let her out because I got mandatory here, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I try to never leave. Even during basketball season, I would take her over there. One, because Mom always had dinner that I would steal when I would come off the bus, which was nice,
Indeed. Very nice.
healthier. But yeah, that was the hardest thing about buying my house, was taking her away from them and vice versa.
Sure.
Yeah.
What else should we know about you, Sam? There's a lot to know, and there's a lot to be proud
Yeah.
of course, and we're proud that you're part of the team.
I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm so thankful for everyone's support and help and mentorship along the way, and I'm just going to give it my all and do the best I can, and,
Of course you are.
keep learning.
And we've got some changes at the top, don't we?
We do, yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change is good.
Change is good, Some people, they overdue a long vacation, and, time for the next person to step up.
And you're our next person. Isn't that exciting?
It is, yeah. I am. I'm very excited.
Are there any questions from the dais by any council members or comments? You and I chatted briefly earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You are welcome to ask anyone you'd like to join you while we administer the oath. And for everybody in the audience, I had a couple questions earlier asking if you could take pictures. Of course. And just so you know, this is being broadcast live, and it's recorded and available on our YouTube channel and the city's website forever. So we will edit the first 30
I
seconds.
think
though, when
that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah,
Mine too. If we could cut mine out too, that'd be
yeah, we'll
lovely.
cut yours out. Now we're even.
Yeah, it's great.
Sam, whoever you'd like.
I'm gonna have my mom and my cousin Haley come up.
We'll move the podium too. Sam, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been promoted to the position of fire lieutenant
Having been promoted to the position of fire lieutenant
in the city of Geneva,
in the city of Geneva,
county of Kane,
county of Kane,
aforesaid,
aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the city of Geneva, Illinois ordinances,
the city of Geneva of Illinois ordinances,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of fire lieutenant
of fire lieutenant
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
I have one more request of you. You need to sign this official. This also allows me to watch Mia. Okay, okay. You were convincing about that. What a joy to have everybody here tonight. Thank you very much. If you do have a ticket on your car, please pay it quickly. Oh, please, the floor is yours.
That'll reduce the room by 80, 85%.
At least. Suddenly much cooler in here.
Yes, sir. Oh, God, what did I do? Oh, fun.
They're too strong for me.
Clearly, I bet they are. It's like, yeah.
I need another beer. Good? Uh-oh.
Sorry.
What happened?
Life.
She is a very, oops. The microphones are back on. Item 3B, ladies and gentlemen, is to proclaim Juneteenth Day, this Friday, June 19th, in the city of Geneva. I'll entertain a motion by Paschke and a second by Bowering. All in favor of the proclamation, including raising the Juneteenth flag on Friday the 19th, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. And item C is to consider the mayor's appointment of, appointments and reappointments to the City of Geneva's board and commissions, and we have two guests with us tonight. Is there a motion? Motion by Mayor, seconded by Kosarog. Before I take the roll call vote, we have Mr. Pastorak, who's going to be serving on spec. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. And we have Amanda Haberkamp, who's going to be serving on the, do we say police and fire now that they're all gone, or we say fire and police?
I would say police and fire.
Okay.
But I have a family of police officers.
Of course you do. And we also have Commissioner Augustine here tonight as well. So again, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of said appointments, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Congratulations. Thank you both. Item 4, amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments this evening?
No, strategic plan. It's back.
Oh, I don't have that on here. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. It's not on the big copy.
Strategic Plan Advisory Committee fiscal year 26 update.
We have the Strategic Plan Advisory Committee fiscal year 2026 update. And we have two distinguished guests with us tonight. Sorry about that, guys.
I would have come up anyways. They would amend me in, I'm sure.
I want to show the official document that has, so big it's on page 7, I think.
Okay. Do you want me to like click through it as I do it, or?
No, I just thought to show them. If it will. Just one moment. Let me drive here for a second. Oh, of course it logged out. Do you know my password?
I do not, but I should have.
Yes. So I've got to, if there's anything that you want to, I'm going to move this over here because when you tab through them, you can go to this, and then you can go to that and show them everything of just exactly how to find it. So
Okay.
let's do this.
Okay.
And now,
Is it, honestly, I couldn't pull it up, so is it under?
hang on. We need to snap this over here. There we go. And if you just go to the top, you can go through
Is
them
it
like
under
there. That way you don't
resources?
have to like go through things. Yes.
Okay. Well, good evening. Here we go. We're ready now. Thank you. Thank you for having me here tonight to present the fiscal year 26 strategic planned year-end report. We emailed this out to council last week, but the council and public alike can also find it online anytime. So we want to make this findable for the public as well. Where's the mouse? Oh, down here. Okay, so for online, if you go to the SPAC website, down on the bottom under strategic plan dashboard. Click on that, there's the dashboard. And then this has all the, the typical things. And then, is it under resources, Ben?
Yes.
I couldn't get this to work at home, so. Yeah, it's not, there it is. So right there, progress report. So if you go to resources, you kind of have to go all the way over to get it to pull down. And then you click on there, and there she is. So first of all, thank you to the department heads and staff for providing the content of this report. And a special thanks to Ben McCready and SPAC members for helping to compile all the information that department heads and staff gave us. We all worked really hard to get this into a report like this. So what you'll notice in this, a lot of this reflects some comments that we got when we met with you all back in November to go over the last update. So this reflects some of those things that were asked for. Notably, everything that is on here is in chronological order with the most recent accomplishments happening first. So the most recent things are at the top, and then the older items will go to the bottom. And then underneath each section, you also have anticipated actions in the next 6 months. That was something that was also requested to say like, okay, what's happening next to give you a view towards going forward. And then, as you can see under strong governance too, the other thing you'll know is not only are they in this reverse chronological order, the bolded items, that will draw your attention to anything that's new since the last time you got the report. So you don't have to cipher through and figure out, did I read this before, did I not? What's bold is new, you haven't read it before. So the rest of it gives you a good history a lot of times too of how we got to that point. So that's just some sort of the notes on how to read it. And then the purpose for tonight is just for me to point out some highlights in this. There's a lot of information in that, so I'm just gonna pull out a few things to sort of highlight and bring to your attention. And then we also really wanted to just give it to council, so you guys have a few months to look at it, or at least a couple months to look at it in anticipation of a joint meeting with SPAC later this summer to kind of go through things a little bit more and figure out what we want to move on going forward, what council sees as not necessarily priorities, we'll do that in November, but this summer kind of talk about, given the progress that you see now, where do you want to see more progress? Where do you want to move forward? And that'll be more productive in a couple months if you've gotten the opportunity to look through what we have done. So that's basically the point of tonight, is to get this in your hands and then give you time to look at it, and then you can reach out to Alex or department heads with specific programmatic questions. If there's anything you're not clear on, reach out to the department heads or Alex on that. SPAC is just here to kind of show, our job is to show that we're advancing the plan, that work is being done, and how are we actually making this plan come to life. So under that note, I will just get going. Under strong governance, so I'm just going to pull out a couple of highlights from each goal area. So under strong governance, the city just continues to take steps to carry out the priorities in the plan, focusing on sound financial practices and exploring new options for financing essential improvements and future challenges that the city faces. So on page 1, under strong governance 2, we wanted to just point out that this council approved a resolution authorizing the use of joint purchasing programs for procurement of goods. And this is just a good step in modernizing the purchasing power of the city and moving that forward. So it does help with fiscal responsibility. Also under strong governance 2 on page 1, we wanted to point out also that this council approved a resolution supporting a conversation surrounding home rule and a potential ballot question no later than 2028. So that's something this council committed to just exploring and doing community education or just discussions with, and SPAC looks forward to working with you all on that as you see fit, where you'd like us to plug in to help with any of those efforts. We are excited to be involved in that. So to that end, a lot of SPAC's efforts fall in this area as well. We are, as directed and as appropriate, we'll be working with council and city management to establish a game plan for the successful implementation of the facilities master plan to maximize and diversify the city's revenue potential while maintaining the need for low residential property taxes. So again, anywhere you see SPAC's help as being something that would be positive, we are here to help with that. We're continuing to work with Alex to align the strategic plan report, what you're looking at now, and the budget report. Right now, they're functioning as 2 separate reports, right? So you get your quarterly budget report and you get this. This is a new report as of this strategic plan. Doing this sort of quarterly report or regular progress report for the strategic plan is new. And we're working with Alex to make that easier, mostly for departments. It's a lot of work to get everything into the budget report and then provide everything for the strategic plan report. So we're working with Alex to sort of streamline this and find a way that those 2 can maybe be done together a little bit, so it's less burdensome on departments and Alex and Ben and us. So we'll be doing that, and then we're also working with Ben and Alex and department heads on the performance metrics. That was another new thing with this strategic plan is we really put in went to a bigger effort to put in meaningful metrics, indicators with actual targets. And when we did that, we knew these probably weren't perfect, and we're revisiting that with department heads, Alex and Ben, to sort of refine those see if there's different targets that can be used, different measures, and then there's some areas where we don't actually have targets, and we're hoping to develop targets where we don't have them, where appropriate. Not everything is gonna be able to have a set target, but where we can, we just want to get those refined, and that'll sort of be an ongoing process. And then again, we're just hopeful to have a joint meeting this summer, and hopefully we'll have the performance dashboard and those metrics and new targets all pulled together to share with you at that next meeting, because that's really the dialogue that's important, where we see all these actions that we're going to talk about tonight, and then that dashboard shows us what impact did it have. So great that we did all this, what does it mean? And that's what the dashboard will be used for, kind of in tandem. So we'll talk about that a little more in our joint cow with you guys later this summer. And then lastly, we're working on putting together a community meeting in the fall. That's just something SPAC does every year per our charter. So we'll do a community meeting with the topic sort of TBD, depending on what seems most relevant for the community in the fall. And then we're also working on the upcoming Geneva Academy to get that launched and implemented. So moving on to inform and engage, on page 3 for IE Inform and Engage 2, the city finalized a contract with Polco, which is a digital survey platform. So this will help with the community surveys that are upcoming to give us some better information and a little bit better public engagement going forward. And Alex and Ben are working on the rollout of that. And then there's been a lot of accomplishments, mainly for Inform and Engage, mainly related to the referendum, but they're things that we really sort of piloted in that or grew that were such a success during the referendum that we're going to keep using those as a model going forward. I think not just for SPAC, but for some other things in the city and departments that they're doing. You know, the podcasts, the open houses, the social media posts, the surveys, alderperson coffees, all of those were really well received, and all the different mediums were well received. So that's sort of setting the stage going forward for this sort of multimedia approach to reach large audiences. And to that end, this is an anticipated action on page 3, but we are relaunching the Geneva Talks podcast. So we're very excited about that. So that will be once monthly at least, maybe up to 2 as we fine tune it, but we are hoping to roll that out very soon. So that'll be on a variety of topics. It'll be different every month, and it'll cover a lot of different things, so it won't be just focused on, you know, obviously the referendum or like a big thing like that. So we are excited for that. Just great response during the referendum. People listened to that thing. So, and I had fun doing it. So, okay. So for PGEV, tons of economic activities were initiated that should promote a thriving downtown, new commercial sales and revenue, and potential industrial growth, all with, again, on this eye to preserving Geneva's historic heritage. So on page 3, you'll see, again, you guys did this, so you know, but just council approved a zoning ordinance and amendments to align People Over Parking Act, eliminating parking requirements within the half mile of Metra. So it's a big step to drive more investment and involvement in kind of the community core of Geneva. So that's definitely a highlight to move the plan forward here. And then along the lines with that, council approved the Historic Preservation Residential Facade Program. Again, just protecting that historic history that we have in some of our most treasured assets in the city. And then the next thing I wanted to draw to your attention is, again, it's actually under anticipated actions, but we actually did it already. Well, you guys did it already, was to the expansion of the Destination Geneva grant program. So that was anticipated and council passed it. So we just, again, thank you for your support in voting for all those things that do make this plan come to life. On page 5, again, still under PGEV 3, the Lakota group began the work for the development of the comp plan and the bike plan. So this is you all know this, I'm sure, but it's the idea to bring everything under one roof. So it updates the comprehensive plan and then brings things like the bike plan and the strategic plan and everything else all kind of under one roof. So there's one go-to document instead of having to look at all these separate things and figure out how they flow together. This will help them all flow together. And to that end, SPAC is working with David DeGroot and the steering committee for the comprehensive plan to help ensure that it's constructed with benchmark targets and that that there's close alliance with what's in the strategic plan. So we are involved in that as well, just to help make sure that there's that alignment. So that'll include things like the bike plan and things like that. So we'll make sure that's reflected in the comprehensive plan as well. And obviously Director DeGroot is on top of it, but we're just there to keep an extra, it's always good to have an extra set of eyes. And then other notable activities for development just include the Anderson Avenue development, Roosevelt project for the Great Western Flooring building, and then the new housing along the riverfront. And that's actually, most of that stuff's under safe and welcoming community on pages 5 and 6. But again, some of these have overlap and you just have to sort of decide where to house it. So it's housed under safe, active, and welcoming, but kind of applies here as well. And then moving on to safe, active, and welcoming community. The city has made several proclamations and held special events to promote diverse perspectives and important historical events, and then done lots of incremental improvements in bike routes and pedestrian safety. And on page 6, under Safe and Active Welcoming 2, you can see the city hired a new engagement analyst that works on several things, such as an online directory in several languages, getting city communications in several languages, working on the ADA transition plan, open house, and resource fair. That's scheduled for later this summer, so she's working on all those things and blog posts, and she's just doing a lot of work in those areas, which is really doing a lot towards moving forward the ideals set forth in safe, active, and welcoming community. And then on page 6 of Safe, Active, Welcoming, the number 3, Safe, Active, Welcoming 3, this council approved the Complete Streets policy. So that was important for a lot of reasons, and if you remember, it was also critical towards the city's application to be a bike-friendly city. That was a requirement for us to put that application through. And I think it's listed as an anticipated item, but I'm pretty sure that that application was submitted just a couple of weeks ago to be a bike-friendly city. So again, thank you for passing Complete Streets for all those reasons, and also that allowed the bike committee to put that in the city to get that application in. Under environmental stewardship, the NRC's been pretty busy and undertaken numerous projects, and again, NRC's under SPAC, to maintain and build on the vibrant tree canopy, a clean Fox River, and recycling. With the Bird City designation efforts, those have also been utilized, and then there's been things done in the ways of renewable energy, which I think we're talking about later tonight. On page 6, under environmental stewardship 1, the city updated the Parkway Tree Information website and worked with SPAC to update the different tree species to kind of broaden the diversity of the tree canopy within Geneva. On page 6, under ES2, the city authorized an intergovernmental agreement with King County Forest Preserve to study opportunities to reuse treated gray water. We especially love this one too, because it's also, we love any opportunity for collaboration with other entities and the city to sort of take advantage of things that we're all doing and work together and not reinvent the wheel. So that's a great opportunity to work with the Forest Preserve on that. And then on page 7, it's the city proclaimed World Migratory Bird Day and received that designation. So that was a great, again, project initiated by NRC with their volunteers, and that was really a very grassroots thing that this council supported. So that was a good accomplishment for that. And then another one that I really like is the Holiday Light Recycling Program. So this was the brainchild of Joe Viso, and this was really successful. And they recycled 1,310 pounds of holiday lights. And that was just in the inaugural rollout, right? That's a lot. So all of those are recycled and not in a landfill, not polluting water, going to viable use. So that was just year one of this. So I think we're planning to continue, the city's planning to continue that. So that was a great accomplishment for the city. In quality infrastructure and services. So the city continues to excel in this area. Everybody loves our infrastructure and services. They always get high marks on all the surveys for the city, the services, but it's a lot of work behind the scenes that make it look so flawless. So the city just continues to stay on top of current and anticipated needs, and steps have been taken to be proactive when issues do arise with aging infrastructure, such as water pipes and wastewater. Major road projects like the East State Street, Kirk Road, and Couts Road extension kind of bring things to life and allow for new economic development and sort of reimagining transportation in the city. And the notable within this report on page 9 is the presentation of the Couts Road project award from the American Public Works Association. So I'm sure you all remember that evening, and that's something to really, the city should be really proud of that accomplishment, because that's not just handed out, that's a pretty tough thing to earn. So that was a lot in a very short amount of time, and those are just the highlights. There's really been a lot done and a lot to be proud of, but there is definitely a lot more to do. We're still, that was the fiscal year 26 plan, and we are now in the fiscal year 2027 with this new plan. So lots of great work done, lots to do going forward, and we're just looking forward to working with you all to take the next steps to improve our great city. Thank you again for allowing me to share this, and I look forward to meeting with you in a couple months.
Thank you, Melanie, and
Right.
of course, Jim as well, and the entire team, SPAC. Are you available to answer any questions or comments from
Sure.
anyone? Are there any from the dais for Melanie?
Yeah.
Oh, Alderperson Reinecke?
Just a comment, and it's, thank you for you and for your committee's excellent work on this. This is an impressive document, and speaking for all of us, I appreciate everything that you've been doing here in the service of the city, so well done.
Thank you very much.
Alderperson Bowery?
I just wanted to reiterate those sentiments. I know we've talked in the past about how much I like the idea of an in-person update, so while it's nice to get a document, it's also, I think, great to get this physical in-person update, so thank you for taking the time also, not just to help put this together, and thank you to all of our staff that contributed, but yeah, it's really great to keep this in the front of mind for all of us, I think, so thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we also think that's very important, so yes, we appreciate it, and all the efforts from leadership at the city too to help make that happen, because I know you guys have a full docket, so appreciate you giving the time to do this.
And Philip is ready to go, right?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah, we're excited to have a full body again.
Yeah, I bet. Anyone else on the dais? Again, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, item 4, amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments this evening? Item 5 is the omnibus agenda. All items marked with an asterisk on this agenda are considered to be routine by this council. Those items can be considered and voted upon with one motion. Is there a motion? Kosarog makes the motion. Paschke makes the second. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Kasserag,
Aye.
Mayor. Aye. Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reinecke,
Aye.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Kilburn.
Aye.
The omnibus agenda has been approved with 8 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent. We jump to number 8, municipal bills for payment. We kindly ask our city clerk to read the bills in their aggregate.
Municipal bills for payment total $3,516,850.09.
Mayor, I move that we pay the bills as read, the individual items for which can be found in tonight's city council packet, which is available on the city's website.
Alderperson Bauer makes the motion to pay the bills as presented. Those bills are available in each council member's packet and on the city's website. Is there a second? Seconded by Paschke.
Can I speak up?
Oh, okay.
City Clerk, take the roll.
Bowering.
Aye.
Furnish.
Aye.
Kilberg.
Aye.
Kasserag.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Palmquist.
Aye.
Paschke.
Aye.
Reinecke.
Aye.
8 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent. The bills have been approved for payment. Item 9A. Consider resolution number 2026-65, authorizing execution of a contract with Arthur J. Luton's Incorporated for demolition of barn structure at 64 North Peck Road in an amount not to exceed $28,535.96. Motion by Mayor, seconded by Bowring. Ms. Voigt?
Thank you, Mayor. This item is a budgeted item. It's included in the fiscal year 2027 budget. And the executive summary includes all of the details regarding the RFP that was released. We did receive 6 proposals, and the lowest proposal is what is before the council this evening for consideration. And we do have Director Babica here if there are additional questions.
Are there any questions or comments? City Clerk, please take the roll call.
Mayor.
Aye.
Palmquist.
Aye.
Paschke.
Aye.
Reinecke.
Aye.
Bowering.
Aye.
Furnish.
Aye.
Kilberg. Kasserag.
Aye.
With 7 votes in the affirmative, 1 in the negative, and 2 council members absent, Resolution 2026-65 has been approved. We jump to item 10. Be patient, folks. Item 10A, consider Resolution 2026-71, authorizing Destination Geneva grant with Preservation and Atlas Chicken, Geneva, for Sunday sidewalk music sessions. Ms. Voigt?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the first of 3 resolutions before the council this evening for regarding applications for the Destination Geneva Grant Program. The first is for a Sunday sidewalk session music program, which would be hosted by Preservation, the owners of Preservation and Atlas Chicken. The program would start in July and run through September on Sundays, excluding festival dates. The purpose of this program is to encourage visitors from the French Market to explore the downtown, to visit the market and then walk around downtown a bit more. The city had previously supported an outdoor music program from 2012 to 2019. And again, this will be hosted by downtown business owners and promoted under the city's Explore Geneva grant. The total request is for $4,500, and we do have Director Timoshenko here if there are additional questions.
Any questions for the city administrator or the city administrator? Alderperson Bowring. Oh, there's Kathleen. Forgive me.
Sorry, this is not a question, just a comment. I just wanted to thank our local businesses and staff for working together to come up with more and creative ideas on how to promote business and tourism in Geneva. I am excited each new one that comes along, so thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the dais? Alderperson Reinecke.
Yeah, I have a question about the processing of these applications and what your experience was with the new program and with the scoring systems for rating these applications and how this has gone with these 3. It's nice to see these 3 applications come in so quickly, and I'm wondering what your experience was with it. Thank you.
I think it's good. We've been talking about the potential of the original grant program, potential of the expansion for a while with different business owners. So I think once it was approved, it was smooth, and we have a few more actually pending. So they're coming in consistently, so.
Anyone else? Alderperson Kasserag.
I just want to start out by saying I fully support these. I think it's great. But I do have some questions that I'm just trying to understand. Part of it is Vincent presentation from a few weeks ago or a few meetings ago and what I'm reading here. So I guess I thought we were reading a very strict, does this bring in overnight visitors? He was talking about a very strict interpretation of that sentence and how we have to read it in the strictest possible form. And so for this and for the others, I guess I was just wondering how we're evaluating that requirement. And I don't know if you want me to ask this question on each three of them, because it's really all three. I'd like to just understand how that worked, or, I've got other questions about each of them too, so, but we can start with this one.
So we had the original Destination Geneva Grant Program that was for the $2,500 grant limit that had an existing application, and then you expanded the program to allow for applications that may have more dollar amounts. So we're actually running the two programs congruently because we had one out there already. So we've got a few applications on the agenda tonight under the former Destination Geneva Grant Program, and then we have the one application under the newer program. So we're trying to work to, maintain both of them until they can be evaluated, and then you can determine how you want to proceed for the next fiscal year. So a lot of these programs were already, I don't know if you want me to talk about the other agenda items or just this agenda item. So for this specific agenda item, it is a new program, and they did talk about how they're hoping to be able to evaluate it. We don't have any criteria right now to determine that, so it's really up to you whether you want to fund this in that vein.
So my comment on that is, I think everything you said makes sense to me, 100%. I just want to make sure we evaluate each application in any of the programs that are drawn out of the hotel motel tax fund to be similar. So if we're saying here, it's not a big deal right now, and that's okay, then I'm fine with that. And that interpretation.
I don't think I said that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what I said was that we evaluated the application based on the criteria set forward, and some of it is an unknown because this is the first time the program is going forward.
And to add on to that point, this is the first time this program is going forward, and the presentation focused on the demonstration of how the program will draw people in. So that is the responsibility of the application or the applicant to prove that out. So there are some questions. Kathleen is speaking, Director Timoshenko is speaking directly to what was in the application, which meets the criteria that was approved by the council.
Do you need to cut in?
Yeah, when you're done.
Okay. I guess that sort of seems non-responsive to me. I don't mean to be combative here, but it's the state law, not what's in our grant application, be it the former or the latter. So that doesn't really seem like that answers my question much. Again, I'm fine with this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to vote for it. Mm-hmm. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear. I'm just trying to figure out what our priorities here are, because I've been told for years, like literally few to more, that it has to be heads and beds. just hammered over and over again on me. And so I'm looking at these and I'm saying, I love these programs. I think this is a great investment for the city. No problem. And I just want to establish that this is a different interpretation of that sentence that us and Vincent presented to us a few
So
weeks
I'm going to
ago.
jump in. I know exactly what you're saying, Alderperson. If you remember Scott's presentation, well, he said it is on the applicant to come forward. Remember, this is a reimbursement program too. So they have to put in why they believe they'll put heads in beds, why this will attract a crowd that may lead to heads in beds. That isn't for the city to do, that's for the applicant. Obviously, after a program is put in place, if there's no connectivity, the city should move on, okay? So I don't have the application, but I know exactly what you're saying. Scott was strict, but he said the burden is on the applicant, and the city then evaluates post the process if there was a connectivity that made sense. So again, I don't even know which program we're on right now, but if it's Shakespeare in the Park or whatever, right? And 15 people come from out of town or whatever, and the applicant says, yeah, they stayed at 2 of our hotels. Awesome. I think that meets the strict criterion you're talking about.
Okay.
And then that would be a reimbursable event and something that the city could look forward to going forward.
And this specifically is addressed on page 285 of the packet. You can see how the applicant answered the questions that, again, the questions were created by Scott in compliance with the law, which is in compliance with
Did
the
I
program.
miss a question about overnight visitors? Because I read,
It's on page 285, anticipated overnight stays.
and it was on there.
It's on there,
Okay.
yes. And then under it is the anticipated economic impact.
And you're
So I-
talking about page in the packet.
Page in the
Yes.
packet, yes.
Okay. Okay. Another question about this I have is, we are paying here sort of administrative fees, right? We're paying them $2,500 to administer the program. $2,000 is going to the musicians themselves.
I have to find that on the page. Are you able to pull that up?
Sure. What, we're paying for the service to vet and to book the performers and
course.
to manage them. So we're paying for that, the booking of that. And then we're also paying musicians. So the program is also proposing to like start the musicians' tip jar.
Yeah, that was my next question. I didn't really understand what that meant.
Well, it means because right now you can busk in Geneva. Musicians can, show up and play and, put out their case to see if people want to give them tips. And we see that. We have that happen organically sometimes. There's somebody that comes to the French market all the time. So what this is going to do is make more structure to it so more musicians show up, so it can be a predictable activity for people to come and visit Geneva and know that there's going to be music on Sundays. And to like show appreciation for the musicians and to have them want to show up and be engaged in the process, there's going to be this like initial start. Most musicians wouldn't pay for that little, play for that long, for that little of amount, but it's like a start to their day so that they can.
Is that the $2,000 or their fraction of the $2,000? Is that what you're referring to?
There's 4 musicians every week at $50 a musician times the number of weeks,
Okay.
which comes to that amount.
So where does the start the jar part, though? Are we literally going to give them money to like put some singles in the jar, or I
think
don't
it was
understand what
just
that
an
means.
expression. It was just an expression that the organizer used. I don't,
Okay.
yeah.
Usually when you say start the jar, to me, that means you're like throwing a 5 in
I
there,
think
and
it's
that's
an
encouraging
it's an
people.
expression too. I'm sure they will do
Okay.
that. I mean.
But
I'm
that's
su-
not what our money's going to.
No. And Kathleen, didn't you mention this program is mirrored off of one that ran successfully for about 7 years in downtown Geneva?
So under our department, we used to run the OMG program, and it was funded from the hotel tax. And it was called OMG Outdoor Music Grant. and the city would give grants to businesses who would arrange for a musician to come. It could be indoor or outdoor. Indoor being, you had to have the doors open so that you could hear the music outdoors. And we ran that program for years, and it was kind of sporadic. You know, people would do it and advertise it. But I think what this is a little bit different. This is trying to take this to the next level to try to take advantage of this music scene that is happening in the area and to bring it to downtown Geneva and do it in a predictable way so that, you know, people can understand that while they're here visiting the region, Geneva has something more going on. So, you know, hopefully that will turn into more visits and more predictability for Geneva. You know, Geneva really needs to try to think of more of these experiences. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of things going on in other communities, and we've got to create some of that energy here, and we're trying to encourage these ideas. We're hearing the nuggets of the idea, and we're saying, you know, come on, let's get it done. We've got this grant program, let's develop something. So I think, you know, that's...
I'm sold on the program, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an issue.
Yeah.
It's the details that I'm just trying to parse out here, so, but I mean, that all sounds great. I'm glad to hear we did it before, and I agree there's competition around us. So, again, getting back to the program management fees, that was kind of my main point here. So I just want to establish we're okay with program management fees, and essentially we're outsourcing some of this work to other people, which is great. I don't think you have time to do it.
Well, it's their
I'm
program.
not-
You know, this is their idea, this is their program, to try to get musicians on the street. We help them try to structure it and, you know, listen to them talking and try to give them some feedback. But it is their idea and what they think that they can bring. They're very active in, you know, booking music at their restaurant, and they want to bring that to the streets and create more of an experience to get people to walk around more. So I think that takes a lot of work. You know, that is a job, managing all kinds of artists, answering all their questions, making sure that they're of a certain caliber to represent. So yes, that's the management part that the professional booker will be doing, and that should be compensated. That's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
And that's what that is, to have that responsibility.
In the future, I will say, I'd like to see more money go to the people that are performing rather than the management fees. You know what I mean? Like, that seems a little outbalanced to me, paying more money to manage than we are for the musicians. So that seems a little out of balance for me, but we can see how it goes. That's the whole point of the program, like you just said, and then we reevaluate year after year. But.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, this is what the manager said that she thought was a good,
This was what was provided in the
yeah,
application.
compensation,
And reviewed by staff.
yeah.
Correct.
I'm providing my feedback
Yeah.
as an alderman, that's
Yeah.
all.
And year one, I think it will be a learning curve.
Yes, absolutely. The last question I had on this one was just, there was a disconnect between it wasn't the application, but their attachment, so to speak, and then maybe it was the application where they said Third Street musicians, and I think we intended to be Third and State to cover our downtown. So I was just curious if that's something that needs to be reinforced, that our downtown is more than Third Street?
No, it's Third and State, and I think that what you're referencing in the application was like a tagline, Sundays sound better on Third.
No, it's where they kind of said, like,
Oh,
the detail, it was like on a word.
I'm looking at the
page.
project description, and it says on Third and State
But if you look at
streets.
the attachments later,
Well, but and we can certainly review that, but on project information, page 284, project description, it clearly states 3rd and State Streets. So we'll certainly review it, but under the formal description, it's correct.
Okay, I wasn't arguing, just bringing up that I read a little disconnect there. And otherwise, I think it's a great program. I think it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, people do stick around after the French Market. So, thank you very much.
Alderperson Reinecke, sir.
Yeah, this is, your initial comments are elaborating on what I was getting after when I said, what's your experience with the application process? And what's the applicant's experience with the process? When we went through this before, when it was originally proposed, the Destination Geneva program had 15 criteria. That was later narrowed down, but with some fairly well articulated markers of success in meeting each of those criteria. And the question I'm asking, and one of them was just what you were saying, which was, are they bringing in heads and beds? Are they bringing actual people from outside of 50 miles to Geneva? And the question we had as the council was, people are going to have difficulty defining this, answering those questions and defining and documenting that they've succeeded in reaching them. And so my question then is, what was the applicant's experience in addressing these fairly pointed questions? You know, questions about need, existence, prior, what are the outcomes that are achievable? What were the prior experiences in this area? All of these very specific questions. And then on the rating scales that staff was using to evaluate these proposals, what was their experience with these? What sort of scores were our applicants getting? Or were they just sort of flummoxed by the whole process and they were asking, we would like to have musicians and let's go? What's your view? And we don't need a clear answer because this is, like you say, this is a evolving process. But what was the experience of the applicants in writing these and your experience in reviewing them? Did they give you meaningful discrimination of their ability to meet the goals of Destination Geneva? That's the question I'm asking.
I certainly don't want to speak for Director Timoshenko, but that may be a question that is better suited for after the program.
Fair enough.
But I do think that the fact that the council has before them 3 very different applications, 2 for, I believe, existing programs, at least 1 existing program, 1 that is a new part of an existing program, and 1 brand new, I think is a good representation that the application is doable. And in looking through the questions that are lengthy, the applicants have all provided great answers that demonstrate, I think, a desire for these types of programs. So in terms of what their experience is, I think that will be a great question for us to ask after, because as we stated during the presentation process, we would like to put the application in a different format for next year, but the goal was to get it open out on the streets. We have 3 before us tonight, at least 2 in the pipeline, maybe more. So I think that's kind of speaks for itself for right now.
Okay, and my final comment would be, I think that answers it well. Thank you. And the comment to you is I'm very pleased that there was initial enthusiasm about this and that you got 3 really compelling applications quickly and more coming. The system, it's working as it should. It's off to a good start, so good.
Alderperson Bowering.
So I have a couple of clarifying questions in light of what's been discussed so far. My understanding was it was just the first application that was part of the expanded grant program that seems to have that more extensive application. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but since we've been talking about these 3 together, the second 2 for the silk screening and the Shakespeare in the park, those are for smaller dollar amounts, and they're using the older application. Is that right?
Correct.
Which is a separate pot of money than the hotel motel fund, so they're not required to demonstrate heads in beds, or they are?
It's the same pot of funds. You had some of these pending before we made the changes.
Got it, okay.
We had, these were pending before we finalized the grant. The other ones that I have were people that received funding last year under the program. So we haven't, we've let the two programs run congruently.
Okay.
Both programs are designed to improve tourism, to enhance visitors, to create the destination, to work on creating more reasons to come and stay overnight in Geneva, maybe stay a second night in the region. So they're always with an eye on trying to create heads and beds. You just have different questions that you're asking on each application.
Okay, so the first one, the one that we're currently talking about, the Sunday sidewalk music sessions, I noticed that one did specifically have to answer questions about how many visitors do you anticipate and how will you track that. And I did notice that they left themselves some leeway, and I think at this point that's probably not surprising. And again, I think as Attorney Finson indicated, like, let them be creative and then let them demonstrate whether it worked or not. And I think it's good to leave that open, not to predetermine it, so that we're foreclosing options for them. I guess I do think over time that's something for us to keep an eye on, is whether or not applicants are able to firm up estimates and ways of tracking. I think at this point, to me, it makes sense to be flexible. I absolutely take Alderperson Kosarek's point that yes, this is an important criteria, and certainly any applicants that come in now that we have amended the program, will be required to respond to that. And so that helps me understand, because then I was going to say, should we have different names for these two? But I get it that it's not really two different programs, just two different application processes. Okay, so that helps me understand that difference, and that may even help explain some of the confusion about why some of those issues were not addressed for each of these applications. But yeah, I agree. I think these are interesting and exciting programs, and I'm delighted to see that there are so many different ideas coming forward. And I guess along the lines of what our city manager, city administrator Voigt indicated, I think probably once we've seen a few more of them, it sounds like the ones that are in the pipeline are for the revised grant application, or?
Both.
Both, okay. All right, yep. A year of transition. We'll get a little bit of everything. But yeah, probably once we've seen a whole season of them, it'll be easier to evaluate how well applicants could handle the application and, the extent to which we're meeting our goals. Have we set criteria for reimbursement? Like, given that they were a bit vague on their benchmarks, as long as they demonstrate some success, we're okay to reimburse?
We're entering into an agreement with them that has reimbursement expected, so our expectation is we're reimbursing.
Okay.
And if there's evaluation that has to be done, then we'll have to talk about that and figure out where we go with this program in the next fiscal year.
Okay.
But we wouldn't tell them to go and spend the money and then not reimburse. Yeah,
okay.
so.
Got it. Thank you.
Alderperson Mayor.
I just wanted to ask again about the program manager
Is that an outside employee, or is that an employee of preservation, a salaried person?
Yes, it's an employee of preservation that would be doing like the extracurricular work,
So this is extra over and above their normal job?
their duties, right?
Okay, so, okay. Does that person normally do music booking
Yes.
for the restaurant?
Yes, marketing and music programming, and there's also some music that is programmed in other communities too, that she does, so.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Anyone else from the dais? We're on item 10A. Alderperson Kilberg.
Yeah. How do we intend to promote this event locally?
So we will promote it through our socials. We have our Explore Geneva, Illinois social media. We will put something in the city newsletter, Friday mail, do a press release, try to use all of our ability to promote it like we do other special events. And then I think the musicians will do a lot of promoting. They'll promote themselves where they're going to be. So we'll have that catalyst too for the city. So I think you'll see that happening. The businesses, will encourage them to promote it. The different, the French Market and the different restaurants. We have a lot of restaurants that run specials on Sundays, like half-price pizza and different things, to work to draw people from the market to stay longer. So hopefully they can also, talk about the music and another reason to stay longer and to choose Geneva Market over all of the other markets that are happening. And then regionally, we'll promote it through the CVB so we can get it out to other communities. If they have people staying in the region, that maybe they'll choose Geneva to come for brunch and walk the music. So we'll try to hit it on all of those channels so that we get some excitement about it.
Wouldn't it be beneficial to have our chamber also be an ally in promoting and supporting it, as well as the other resources that we're tapping into?
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that they do. I did speak about it at the merchant.
There was no reference to that in here.
Well, I spoke about it at the merchant meeting where the chamber's communications coordinator was there. We weren't going to ask the chamber to spend their resources. If they want to, that's great, but it wasn't, maybe preservation will, they're a member. Maybe their other members will ask them, but I'm not sure.
I think the core that'll make this a success probably live within 10 miles of Geneva, because I think this is a lot of the interest and a lot of the success of this program is going to be somewhat organic. People are going to wander into it and enjoy it. And again, I think that population is the one that can put it over the top and make it a reoccurring event. I just think that we just don't want to short sell the local effort in trying to maximize it. If we're going to be spending hotel motel tax dollars, I think we can get more mileage if in fact we utilize everything within our own community as much as possible. And again, I understand that people that are within 10 miles aren't going to be staying in our hotels and motels as a result, but they probably have relatives, they have visitors from out of state, and those people will be the ones that'll be staying in the hotels. And it's going to be word of mouth from local residents, I think, that can propagate it and help make it successful. I just don't like the term, though, she uses. The project will be minimal success at first. So in other words, I think we're really looking at 2 or 3 years here is what you're sort of saying. Is minimal 2 people staying in motels? I mean, what, define minimal? I mean, I understand that things need to build momentum over a period of time, but again, I wish she'd have been a little bit more optimistic about this, even if she was fabricating a little bit.
Well, and again, it will be on the applicant to
To
prove that out.
I
it
know,
is-
but the thing is, you come out of the gate and you'll say, well, probably,
Sure.
there'll be a few people might stay.
Yeah,
I mean, is that overly enthusiastic? I don't see it that way, but anyhow, good luck. I hope it's successful.
Anyone else on the dais? Alderperson Cosroy for our second time, unless someone else who has not yet spoken wishes to do so. Alderperson Cosroy.
I just want to follow up with Dean on the comment on the chamber. I think they could be a great partner here. I don't understand why we're choosing to just present it and let them do it, and instead going to the Aurora CVB, which I assume they're just advertising online because they don't have any more publications due probably before July. And who does local marketing better if we're looking to get a program off the ground than the people that support our community?
well, as the director mentioned, the individuals that are applying for this grant are local business owners who are members of the chamber, so that seems like a very natural relationship to explore. But in terms of the application, that was not part of what we're asking the council to.
I missed some of the application, as I've admitted to earlier. So they said, I'm going to go work with Aurora CVB.
No, the question to the director was, what are some avenues? And this would be, what are some avenues to advertise? The CVB is an avenue for regional advertising as well. We're part of the Fox Valley region. That's what she was demonstrating. There's no one saying that there will no be working with the chamber. That's just not part of the app.
Sorry, I just wanted to note, the applicant does specifically mention that they are going to work.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Annis.
In case Administrator Voigt was not aware, it is in their application on 284. They do mention the Aurora area CVB themselves. I don't know whether that was in consultation with the Economic Development Director, but.
So the CVB has a free area where you can go and enter your special events as a special event organizer. And then they look at the event and they publish it. The chamber doesn't have that type of open portal. We can certainly ask the chamber if they'd like to promote it in different ways, but it's just a different portal that the CVB offers to the businesses.
I assume they learned about that portal from us, and I've heard it before, and I have no problem with that portal, but I think a simple email to the chamber, sure, they don't have a portal.
I think
but
we are way adrift, humbly speaking.
My point is just promoting this, and it's.
Promoting it rests on the program manager.
Okay.
Because we've had multiple events over the past, and I have never heard this council say, gosh, I sure hope they're promoting it. Let's give them ideas on how to promote it. The CVB, for example, is available to any business in the community at no cost. The chamber, as they have stated, and rightfully so, they're a membership organization. They don't do that for non-chamber members. Preservation happens to be a chamber member, so I'm certain they'll coordinate and collaborate and do all that good stuff.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
I'm confident they will.
Fair enough. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anyone else? Resolution 2026-71. The motion was offered by Paschke, seconded by Bowring. A roll call vote is in order.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
Mayor Burns?
Aye. 9 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent. Resolution 2026-71 has been approved. Item 10B, consider Resolution 2026-72, authorizing Destination Geneva grant with Geneva Foundation for the Arts for Silkscreen Workshop Geneva Arts Fair. Paschke and Kasserag. Ms. Voigt?
Thank you. The second grant before the council for review this evening is from the Geneva Foundation for the Arts, who aims to hold a silk screening workshop at the Geneva Arts Fair scheduled in July of this year. They are requesting $1,300, representing that the proposed workshop will reinforce Geneva's identity as a community that actively supports and promotes the arts, leaves visitors with a stronger connection to the city and its cultural values, resulting in returning visitors, supporting tourism, and contributing to economic activity in our downtown restaurants and shopping district. And grant funds will be coupled with donated materials, supplies, and exhibition space.
Questions or comments? Alderperson Kasserag.
On this one, I won't ask the same question, be repetitive. I think we all know where I was going with that, but this application didn't say even anything about overnight visitors, if I'm not mistaken.
As the director mentioned, this application was brought in under the previous last year's
Okay,
destination.
I had them mixed up then.
Yep, and it's a little
Yeah,
confusing. So
then I
this
get
is
you. So it's a newer one is asking.
correct.
That's
Correct.
what's important.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
Okay. I did have one real question here, though. Maybe I'm missing something. In the executive summary, it said they have been notified that it may not be available next year. I just didn't know what that meant, or why that was different than the other two.
So we anticipate probably some kind of melding of the two applications. And in the newly adopted program, you cannot fund more than one event. So if likely the chamber applies for the art fair, then the Foundation for the Arts couldn't apply for their event in the art fair. And I explained this to the Foundation for the Arts, that this is kind of a fluctuating year. We did want to make a recommendation for them this year, but likely if we continue with the same program and we move things together, that would probably go away for next year.
Just by personal feedback, I understand that. I'm sure we talked about it, but hearing it now, I see this enhancing the art fair. And so I wouldn't be opposed to both being available for application at the same time. Just whatever. But those are all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? On item 10B, motion by Paschke, seconded by Kasserag. City Clerk will kindly take the roll.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
Mayor Burns.
Aye. With 9 votes in the affirmative, 0 votes in the negative, and 2 council members absent, Resolution 2026-72 has been approved. On item 10C, Resolution 2026-73, authorizing Destination Geneva grant with Geneva Foundation for the Arts for Shakespeare in the Park.
So moved.
Bowering makes the motion, Paschke makes the second. Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. So this is the third and final grant before the council this evening for Shakespeare in the Park. The Geneva Foundation for the Arts is seeking $1,500 in assistance for this annual event planned for August 1st. The applicant states that the event delivers significant cultural, social, and economic value to Geneva by providing high-quality theatrical performances at no cost. They did include some information on where they pull from, and from their raffle ticket data. So they reported attendees from 34 different surrounding communities, demonstrating its reach and appeal beyond Geneva. And the director is still here if there are questions.
Any questions for the director?
I have one.
Yes, sir. Alderperson Kasserag.
This may be an application question, so I'll ask it. Is the requirement without this grant, the event is not possible, part of the new program?
It's not part of the old program. I didn't think it was.
I read it in there.
In the new program?
The old program. I was mixed up and didn't quite catch everything, but you see it there?
It's on 307 of the old one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to, if,
I honestly, that, I don't know off of the top of my head, but if we can look into that and get back to you?
sure,
Okay.
absolutely. That's it on this one. Thank you.
Anyone else? On item 10C, motion by Bowering, seconded by Paschke. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Kilberg,
Aye.
Kasserag,
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke. Aye. Reinecke,
Aye.
Mayor Burns.
Aye. Resolution 2026-73 has been approved with 9 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent. Off to item 10D, consider ordinance number 2026-12, amending the Campbell Courtyard Planned Unit Development to allow for the subdivision of the property into 2 zoning lots and granting final planned unit development approval. Paschke makes the motion, Mayor makes the second. Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. As noted in the executive summary, the Campbell Courtyard Planned Unit Development was approved in 2024 to allow for the disconnection of the 2 buildings, the integration of existing nonconformities, and the establishment of parking requirements. The applicant and owner is now seeking to amend the existing PUD to allow for the subdivision of the property into 2 separate zoning lots. The requested variations are outlined in the executive summary. This request was reviewed by the Historic Preservation Commission, who provided comments in support of the request in March, and it was unanimously recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission in May. And both the Historic Preservation Commission and Planning and Zoning Commission meetings are linked in the summary if anyone was interested in reviewing those meetings, and Director DeGroot is here if there are additional questions.
Questions from the dais for Director DeGroot or City Administrator Voigt? Very well. City Clerk, please take the roll on item 10D.
Paschke.
Aye.
Reinecke,
Aye.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Kilberg,
Aye.
Kasserag,
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
Palmquist.
Aye.
With 8 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent, ordinance 2026-12 has been approved. Item E, consider resolution 2026-74, waiving competitive bidding and authorizing the city administrator to approve a quote from Tri-R Systems at a cost of $36,000 for water treatment plant SCADA computer upgrades.
So moved.
Bowering makes the motion. Who gets it?
Oh, I heard
Paschke.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. The request before the council is to waive competitive bidding requirements for the software that controls the city's water treatment plant SCADA software. Tri-R Systems has been the city's SCADA system administrator for over 30 years. The software and systems contain proprietary programming and configuration. This purchase, though unbudgeted, will be accommodated through the water treatment plant's existing budget. And Superintendent Van Gescam included a longer memo with additional explanation as well. And lastly, we did receive a council question, which was posted to the website, and we do have the superintendent here if there are additional questions.
From the dais, any questions for the superintendent, Mr. Van Gescam, or City Administrator Voigt? If not, the city clerk will take the roll call on item 10E.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Kilberg,
Aye.
Kasserag,
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reinecke.
Aye.
Resolution 2026-74 has been approved with 8 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent. Item 10F, consider resolution 2026-75, authorizing the city to accept an easement along the north edge of Fabian Boulevard, west of Couts Road. Paschke makes the motion. Palmquist with the second. Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. As explained in the executive summary, the MIF Industrial Park project includes the installation of a bike path. This bike path coincides with the planned bike path improvements for this corridor by both King County and the City of Geneva. We did receive a late question about the location of the bike path. If I may invite the director up to give the
Of
a
course.
little bit more information on that.
Oh, that director. I thought it was the other.
Director Babica.
The bike path before you tonight basically starts at the southeast corner of the new Couts Road and Fabian Boulevard where Louis Bork to the far south. And then it runs on a westerly course about 1,100 feet till it intersects the King County right-of-way, and then it goes further into the driveway approach. In the industrial park that's actually located in Batavia, the nearest address of that is 1891 Fabian Boulevard, which is the Pause in Time facility, along the northern edge of the county right-of-way.
So if your dog is out cycling with you, come on, Rich.
Hey, it's a great walking path. Connects people from
Alderperson
an
Mayor,
isolated
save me.
industrial park.
So it just kind of turns into that parking lot for Pause in Time? Is that where it terminates?
No, it intersects with their driveway approach within the county right-of-way.
Okay,
Then it continues.
Well, then it ends there.
it ends there. Okay. All right, thank you.
Anyone else for Director Babica? City Clerk, when you're ready, we have a motion by Paschke, a second by Palmquist.
Paschke? Aye. Reinecke?
Aye.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
8 votes in the affirmative, 0 votes in the negative, and 2 council members absent. Resolution 2026-75 has been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Public comment. Anyone still with us wishing to make a comment? Share some thoughts. The floor is yours. How about new business from the dais? Anyone on the council? Anything to share for the benefit of the community or this august body? Alderperson Mayor?
I was just wondering, I drove by the King County Recycling Center the other day, and there's not been any update there. I was just wondering what happened with the item that we approved a while back to improve that facility.
Director DeGroot has the information at his fingertips.
We asked for an update not that long ago, and they said that it just wasn't in the budget at this time. So they still plan to do it, just not at this time.
Anyone else? I know City Administrator Voigt has some comments to share.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to highlight for the council's attention in the February 2026 financial report, page 24. This is a new addition included by our finance director. It is the grant and external funding portfolio. So it provides an update on grants and external funding that the city has obtained, closed out, and managed. So she felt that this was an important thing to highlight to both the council and the community. So again, we continue to build out this document, but wanted to call that specifically to your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Last chance. A motion to adjourn is in order. Alderperson Kasserag makes that motion. All in favor of adjourning the city council meeting, please indicate by saying aye. We're adjourned, folks. Thank you.